Thank you all so much for joining us tonight for tonight's game versus Oklahoma here on Marvel Rivals. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get right into the games in just a moment.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match? Okay, which heroes will get my cosmic favor today? Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
I'm not anyone's sidekick. What I do is best done alone. The battlefield will change. The war
30
never
seconds
ends.
before you attack. Get ready.
Longing, rusted, furnace. What are these random words repeating in your mind?
Trust me, you want to find out, lady. I'd keep them to myself if I were you.
Someone implanted a code in your brain, didn't they? A way to control.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Stand back and let the White Queen show you how it's done. I found one of the
Anyone willing to help? A nice deep freeze. Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Sorry for the incoherent pause. We are back here on Cedarville versus Oklahoma. This is, I believe, our first match here, so not much was missed. But we are back here. Unfortunately, it seems that Cedarville has not done well on this first point here. Oklahoma, almost a full cap. Not sure if there's enough time for them to walk forward onto point or if they're going to strange instead. Looks like they are going to strange.
A shortcut through space.
And Cedarville makes the touch through this portal. Several ults are being thrown in play here. Phoenix also, first for Bush that we've seen officially in program. Physics catches more of Oklahoma's team via their ults. Everyone's ult dumping all at once. And so far, despite the lead, the purely off positional advantage, Oklahoma is still going to win this point. Very dominant showing for Oklahoma, who is 2-2 right now. So they've got a 50% win rate officially, and yet they have a very strong showing against Cedarville. Now this is the very first match. Adjustments can be made. You can have whole swings on momentum from either team at this point in the match, but it's still very strong showing. So credit where credit's due. We'll see if Cedarville will make any other adjustments, whether that'll be roster or further bans.
The tide's
30
always
seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Bush here swapping into Namor, and we have a Star-Lord, both pretty unconventional compared to what we normally see out of these two players.
감사합니다. When this is over, maybe you could add me to your playlist.
15 seconds to the next match. Oklahoma, match point here.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are set now.
Area. Got it?
We will see how this Star-Lord will fare. It also has a similar diving strategy, although much more reliant on invulnerability frames here. He gets his first blood here. Tapping damage. Bush trying to catch their mimicking Star-Lord over there. Thor diving into the back line. We'll probably have to go back. Oh, but we have some backlines here. We'll see whether or not Bush will get to capitalize off of this. In fact, he has to get pushed back instead. Cedarville has better positioning here, but they do lose point control. Magneto, relatively low, has to invest in Bubble to keep alive. May still get shredded here. In fact, both tanks are very low. I take that back. Hulk immediately got back to his Hulk form immediately, which is really just... That didn't make sense at all. It's Banner going into Hulk form. Sorry about that.
Expecting foe.
And Cedarville caps now. First bit of percent all game. They are sticking with the Strange, interestingly. Front lines are doing their regular Streets phase. Both sides, somewhat of a stalemate, but Hulk is getting pushed back once again, taking too much damage. Looks like Oklahoma has decided to take the flank here. And yet, Physics still manages to get some picks off of his ultimate and pushing them back. This is almost certainly going to kill Oklahoma's momentum here, as they will both lose percent and may get potentially staggered. They have to invest more ults to even stay alive, but this fight is still not guaranteed as they're down 1. To be fair, they also grab Cedarville's ult here. And Star-Lord ult is in play, usually a very dangerous one. This point, it's equal and looking instead in Oklahoma's favor, but that's only after losing 30% on point.
enemy in front of us.
Double KO. Control lost.
67 to 20%. Good percentage gain from Cedarville's end, but still plenty ultimates to work with here.
Supreme.
Shall we wreak some havoc? I found
Oklahoma hoping to catch some picks from Cedarville's backline. Protected enough by Ryan on a Strange.
I suppose that helps.
Hothead Skull keeping his team alive from the back. We get a good bird's eye view at this point on where the whole team is positioned. It's not easy right now for Physics to take an off angle at the moment. In fact, all the focus has to go instead into tank line, with Oklahoma's own Star-Lord doing just what Physics can't do at this very moment. Boosh tries to peel and finish off the duel, but is instead caught out and loses to the enemy, to Oklahoma's Star-Lord. Gonna replay here. Oh, used all his cooldowns, but it did credit where his credit's due. He is there, Oklahoma's ace. We may very likely see a Star-Lord ban in the next match. Oklahoma's in the lead, but it is still winnable for Cedarville. They only need to win 2 team fights.
There they are.
Name are all available, and touch needs to happen. 95. Hulk on top, probably going to invest in ult. Unfortunately, despite the support arts thrown in, they could not save their fellow support. After this ult, it's going to be very limited healing for Cedarville, and even with it, Boosh still dies. Very likely to be the end of the line for Cedarville on this point in Krakoa. Oklahoma 1, Cedarville 0. Very interesting stuff here.
You can't expect to win them all.
We'll be back for round 2 momentarily. And we will see where Cedarville may pivot.
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
No one escapes hell.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
We're going into the ban phase of Cedarville and Oklahoma's second match here. We'll see if that key Star-Lord ban comes into play here, but they immediately go for Physics' main in Psylocke. They've clearly caught on that he is an anchor for Cedarville's team here, and this will be a continuing pain point likely in the future matches.
Which heroes will get my cosmic favor today?
Cedarville saving the Emma. They went for the Hulk ban instead. Clearly, the support has been hassled enough that they want that out of the way. And Magic ban as well. Namor has been banned. Odd pick given that Cedarville had just played Phoenix earlier. And as well as Hela, which is also a pick that Boosh could easily do. But this is all discrediting his main, the Punisher. Magneto saved. Ryan will be able to play his main as well. Winter Soldier saved, likely for Physics. And that's another one of his characters he enjoys playing. And a ban on Rocket Raccoon. Final ban, Oklahoma will choose. So we'll see in the next 13 seconds. The Punisher. Bush's other main here. Interesting.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
I'm not anyone's sidekick.
Winter Soldier is fairly decent all-rounder type hero. Great pulls, decent burst damage, just very cooldown dependent. But pretty helpful with all the off angles on this map.
Round
My
one,
realm
go!
is the great river, into which all others flow.
They're messing around here, destroying all the environments just for fun. Cedarville will be able to keep both their regular tank line and support line. Their DPS are the ones targeted here, but both of them are playing characters that they are relatively familiar with.
Been thrust into darkness and overrun by vampires.
If Cedarville has any moment right now to make their comeback, this would be a start.
In that department.
Considering how that last match went, how do you think the performance of Cedarville is going to change and some of their strategies going to change coming up against Oklahoma once again?
Well, it's also, I would say, the main strategy which they've already implemented is getting rid of the Hulk and getting rid of all the people that were pestering their backline. Now that they've already started with that and taken care of their key problems, I think they'll be able to much more focus on the front line now, which we're starting to see, but this is also Street's phase. We'll see if Oklahoma is running any dive characters like they were earlier, which was giving them a hard time. But it'll be a little harder without the big distraction that is Hulk. Unfortunately, it seems that they've made some few positioning misplays here and are getting caught out and staggered. Not a good look for Cedarville starting out. Especially since there isn't a dive issue here. This may purely be coordination. I may have to look into this a little deeper, but this is a little perplexing. Regardless, ults are coming online, and those are big playmakers that could swing fights either way. We will see if they can use them and get value. But in fact, it is instead Jeff ult first. Very aggressive one too. Doesn't get any purchase actually. Oklahoma tanks are low, but so does Logan, who overextends a bit. Despite that, Cedarville is still pushing up, still getting a tank, so tank for tank trade, they're both even right now. Cedarville's taking significant space here. In fact, Oklahoma's looks like they're being pushed into a corner, but we'll see if ult will be able to swing this around for them. Portal getting thrown onto point, likely from Oklahoma. That is correct. Magneto ult being thrown here. Unfortunately, catches the Luna Snow. At least it was until most of the cooldown went out. Unfortunately, it looks like Cedarville is going to get pushed back. Despite all the impressive gains, purely the Strange Portal was enough to keep Oklahoma on their feet.
Me so easily, I'm afraid.
Anyone willing to help? I got you covered.
However, Boosh catches the enemy Hela, diffs him, and now they are up one. Cedarville looking to immediately push. Jeff trying to use his ult to push to stall them back. Unfortunately, that Jeff ult finds no purchase here as Ryan has countered with his own ult. Great value out of that. Physics pushing up with his ult. Oh, catches two, and that ult is great at dominoing fights once it gets started, which it does. And he will continue to find more kills. He likely still has it available.
Only 60 seconds left.
And Cedarville capped with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Vehicle to its destination. Feeling fantastic.
Physics shooting at the tank line. Tries to kidnap the enemy tank. Unfortunately misses on his uppercut back. However, both tanks still getting pushed out here. Cedarville making very good space and good damage. Physics already has his ult again.
We are undefeatable.
Oklahoma forced to use their ult in response to Logan's Emma ult. But still, Jeff gets caught out with one support down. It is not looking good for Oklahoma. Hella ult trying to be used here. Unfortunately, no. Instead, Mag was able to save her long enough that he could get a pick of his own, but immediately dies after. Physics trying to swing the fight over with his ult, but unfortunately overextends and does not have the support necessary to keep him alive. Cedarville gets pushed back, but only after making a huge amount of space over a halfway across to the next point. I need to make more time and get to the next spawn. 2 minutes on the clock. Logan keeping the team alive, has his own ult available. Jeff ult targets a single person, may not be great long term, except Physics gets caught out with a Hella. And the rest of Cedarville crumbles apart as Jeff was enough of a distraction to destroy the front line just in the little second that the supports were looking away. Very good coordination from Oklahoma. Boosh looking possibly for an off angle.
I found one of them. I'm taking damage. Get me some healing.
Ultimate's available right now for Boosh. And if I saw that correctly, yes, Dr. Strange ult was cancelled. Ooh, Boosh, while shutting down the enemy Hella ult, looks away and dies himself. Cedarville manages to even it up with Physics getting another pick. And now firing his ult, trying to domino the fight over. Does not find that purchase with his ult that he was looking for, but at least gains space. But this is looking like the last fight Cedarville has. They need to win this point, otherwise they will not be able to continue this fight, this match. Logan's ult, vital here, and enables Physics to catch 2, 3, run after the other. Oklahoma is tumbling down. The defensive line is cracked as Cedarville barely staves away, keeps alive for the next, pushing the 3rd point. Jeff, alone here, jumps off, commits seppuku, and so that he wouldn't stagger further. Boosh, looking for a long-range pick.
Why fight your way to the citadel of these unholy?
Cedarville already halfway through to making 3rd point. However, has to watch out for the Star-Lord up top, pestering them from above. Strange already looking low. Oklahoma has to invest in their support ults. Oh, Boosh gets picked. 50 seconds on the clock. Cedarville may need to back up and regroup for one last fight. Cedarville's regrouped. They're making their final push. 30 seconds on the clock. Time is ticking. Strange kidnapped. Barely escapes with his E. That's his levitation ability, except he doesn't, as Logan Hoffman manages to catch him right on the get-go. More support ults are being used by Oklahoma, but tank ults are still available here. Star-Lord 1, Star-Lord out of the match. This is looking very bad for Oklahoma. All they have here is this Mag ultimate, which is getting shut down immediately. Cedarville has a chance to cap, but if not that, at least at the minimum, get all the way to their doorstop. Right up to their spawn. Hello was immediately shut down. Physics catches the pick. It's a full team fight now. Magneto, Ryan trying to find the back line, is just a little too out of reach. Once again, Dr. Strangeall has been shut down. This is the second time this has happened. And Cedarville may just do it. Despite tricky stumblings at the start, all of a sudden Cedarville has pushed all the way to 3rd point.
Time to switch things
Much
up.
better showing from Cedarville here.
Side you're on.
Although that shaky start was a little rough to watch, the Cedarville really pulled off that amazing comeback. It's interesting to see how quickly they were able to adapt to Oklahoma's strategies to push forward all the way to capping 3rd.
Like, spotlight once again on Physics for his amazing gameplay, canceling 2 Doctor Strange ults and kidnapping their tank line. That is, there cannot be enough glaze for the gameplay that I just saw there. Amazing stuff.
No, indeed. He is playing well, very well this match. It'll be interesting to see how they play now on defense, though.
I suspect they will want to emulate some of what they saw earlier with just long-range poke. But it still may be a little tricky if they do some of their earlier, as I saw the last second, Star-Lord swaps and whatnot. We'll see if the supports will be able to stay alive, if they'll be peeled for. So longer, just in general, longevity overall. But we'll see. It's a little trickier with how long the sidelines are. We have 10 seconds on the clock.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Prevent Ratatosia from being rescued. That is the lore or the, I would say, just a art choice that they have for this map for the payload, which is a little concerning, but oh well. Oh, and Cedarville is just doing that, long-range poke, and they have been able to ignore the Star-Lord on the side. This is exactly what we saw Oklahoma do to Cedarville a moment ago. We're back to Streets phase. Boosh, key character on this poke. Great burst damage from afar. Probably one of the best in the game for it. Boosh catches the flanking Star-Lord once again, shutting down the key component that had given Oklahoma so much success in their first match. Hela ult shut down. Boosh gets a pick, diffs the enemy Hela. And once again, Tanks getting kidnapped over and over again by Physics' pull.
Barely harmed.
Dominant showings from Cedarville.
Clearly you needed some
And a very late stagger coming from Physics. Oklahoma will have to wait even longer before they're going to make their push. Seemingly just a very good coordination from both Boosh and Physics there on and killing that enemy DPS.
We're now close to the point where Cedarville was able to capture the point and begin moving forward. But it seems like Oklahoma is barely being able to get into that
This
point
would be
even
a
now.
start now. They've pushed all the way to the gates. I think they're going to get pushed back here, but that was signs of life there. However, there was a lot of ultimate. Oh, Oklahoma invested even more ults. I question their ability to win this fight here, especially when Cedarville could just reply with their own, and the fact that they were down one. Physics killing pretty much everyone here.
Physics, once again, proving that he is absolutely insane with the way he's able to kidnap just about everyone on the map.
Also note, however, Logan's Emma ult there, which enabled him because to use that ult on top of them without them resisting whatsoever. The two stacked together is a very deadly combo.
Very true. Reminding us once again that this is a huge team play here and unmatched coordination from Cedarville.
Jeffel, oh, just barely catch, but immediately dies. I'm not sure what killed him so fast. Oh, Ryan ulted immediately in response to it. Great timing from Cedarville's Magneto.
Down to 30 seconds.
Cedarville has stabilized pretty heavily, and they are walking in on Oklahoma, squeezing them back.
It's okay.
And once again, the same Emma and Winter Soldier play that we saw earlier. Got their ults incredibly fast. There's only 10 seconds on the clock, but also they're all the way at their spawn. It is looking very hopeless right now for Oklahoma, and that should be game. Cedarville 1, Oklahoma 1.
3, 2, 0. Another epic victory.
Absolutely insane performance out of Cedarville. The coordination between the team, and of course with Physics being able to just go off with his ult and kidnapping. Absolutely well done.
That will probably be a key ban, especially going to next match. However, we are clearly noting here that Cedarville is much able to thrive once they have long-range picks, their heavy front and back line being the same characters, as long as they're not seen as a problem. And when they have it that reinforced, something like a Star-Lord doesn't become as much of a problem anymore. They need to keep up with their Hulk bans, and they make sure that they get to keep their front and backline picks. No matter who Oklahoma picks for DPS, however, they are bound to be A-OK. Going to the third match here, with it being 1-1, it's looking to be fairly tight. Yigsguard, even more of a poke-heavy map in my opinion. There are some heavy spots where flanking can be much more problematic, but there are some pretty long sidelines, especially in the third section of the map. However, Cedarville, what they will likely do for this first point is do their tried and true hold them right at the spawn gate. Usually with Penny Parker being the key element here.
Yeah, I must say, after being here and watching several of their games, that strategy rarely seems to fail, and it makes me feel bad for our opposing team, just because having to go out into that time and time again just to try to even get out of your spawn seems like it would just drive you mad.
So not only do they have to watch for people's heads and whatnot and to click at, they also have to watch their feet with the penny mines, which is the key anchor point to their whole strategy. and it is incredibly frustrating to look for both. So we're at the ban phase. Winter Soldier once again was looked at and was considered the problem child here. Was kicked off. Jeff here, interesting, has also decided to be gone. I would have expected that we would have gone after Hulk again. Did Cedarville protect Star-Lord? Interesting. I'm not sure why, unless Physics is intending to play Star-Lord here and try and hold a grudge match. But this means that Magic is back on play. Rocket ban. Last ban for Cedar. And it was the Mantis. I am consistently not quite sure whether or not Hulk shouldn't... Hulk making it through here was a good idea. Perhaps with their spawn camping strategy, it's not as applicable. Guess we shall see. 14 seconds until the match opens. The match doesn't officially start until Cedarville sets up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Physics has got a lot to make up here now that his Winter Soldier's gone. That was a pretty big key reason for why Oklahoma's front line kept on falling apart there.
For so long, I fought for mutant kinds.
Yeah, it seems interesting that the Winter Soldier was banned so quickly, even though it seems like the strategy here doesn't seem like they're going to be trying to pick from afar. Rather, it seems like Cedarville's going to try to get in their face, try to prevent them from even thinking.
Well, definitely for the first point. For the rest of it afterwards, it might not be that way. They tend to switch back, especially on the streets phase of, I want to say, the third point, especially. Because that's when that strategy falls apart. But there's a reason why it's so good, this first point here.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Oklahoma on their way to figure out that the door is jammed and they need to force their way open. Fortunately, mines are not a great way of doing that. Penny a little low here, which is a little abnormal. Is kept alive, is able to plant more mines, and is just able to live through that whole thing. Great job on Cedarville support here. Magneto caught out. Both tanks fall. Too much damage is coming in. And Oklahoma crumbles. A whole minute has been taken off through this strategy. Cedarville looks to take more. Magneto walks into 2 mines immediately right off the bat. Support has to wait. Ultimate's now available. Problem with Oklahoma is that where one door opens, another one explodes in your face, and then when you have so many variables, you miss the fact that you're down one already, and you have to back up. Oh, I take that back. Immediately, Penny Parker is down, the key anchor here. Cedarville throws ults in to stall even further, hopefully catching a few people. But Oklahoma fires back some late ults in return, meaning that Cedarville will lose out eventually once the cooldowns are over. Logan here, most likely to die here. Cedarville has to back out. However, they do chip away 2 minutes and 15 seconds at the minimum as of right now.
My power cannot be quelled.
Last minute swaps here. mainly through Doctor Strange. They're only halfway through the point, so it's not that do or dire, but they decide it's worth it. Hello ult and Emma ult, but it's bound to do tons of damage.
I am strengthened for battle.
And just like that, Oklahoma crumbles apart here with the surprise portal. Oh, they should have staggered those two a little longer.
And so the goddess comes crashing down to
Then your complimentary cyberbullying there.
I require some aid.
While the spawn camping strategy is fallen, a huge time bank loss on Oklahoma's end. There's only 40 seconds for them. This will likely be their last team fight, unless they stagger just enough for another strange portal of their own. Oh, Boosh here getting stuck on the corner here, trying to climb up to high ground. Unfortunately, is taken out from behind.
The final 10 seconds.
Right is only out here in space, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe.
Still a chance to stop them.
Here's that change of pick that you were mentioning earlier, changing from the upfront in your face, just trying to guard them from even getting out of the spawn. Now physics is swapped onto Star-Lord to try to get that damage from afar.
Okay, for the second point here, there's a lot of high ground for. Punisher here doing huge amounts of damage, will catch their support line and Ryan in the front too. Meaning Cedarville will probably have to wait back and stagger. Unfortunately, they forego the fact that a little bit. He staggered, but
Stop them. Be your best self. Better stop that vehicle.
okay.
Fantastic.
This is where it was earlier. All right, more ult dumping here. They catch Cedarville's front line. Ryan is still alive, and with the Luna ult, will be able to sustain, but they are still down one. Boosh has his ult though, and is able to do huge, massive amounts of DPS. Catches the enemy Oklahoma Groot. Oklahoma is split, however, their numbers are just as lethal. Mag likely to be caught out here? No. And unfortunately, Cedarville was not able to stabilize fast enough and was just in the wrong position right as Oklahoma's was about to respawn and gets caught out.
Sweet moves, right?
Shields up.
I question this ult. It got one pick, but wasn't able to capitalize much more. I guess they're trying to stall out and kite away from the Punisher ult here, but unfortunately, this may mean, once again, Oklahoma is on overtime, but just barely managed to scrape by to the next point.
Now might be a good time to stop them. Be your best self.
This is looking very much like a repeat of what Cedarville did to Oklahoma earlier, barely scraping by all the way to third point. Cedarville wants to stop them now if they want a more reasonable chance of capping back. Unfortunately, that's not going to work out if Ryan dies right off the bat like that. There's just a lot of bursts here. The Punisher is working out very well for Oklahoma's team. Groot 2 has been able to provide enough walls to keep it harder for Cedarville to get more of their out of their sight lines. I would urge Boosh here to use his ult immediately, except for the fact that they both use support ults. So the play is definitely to wait here. Dangerous concern being Ryan's ult, oh sorry, but being Magneto's ult. We should stop equating the two as being the same character. Cedarville uses their last support ult here, which is pretty impactful for keeping Cedarville in better position. And if it weren't for this last Luna ult here, I bet Boosh would have been able to shred through everyone. Unfortunately, because they had waited to stall it out for so long, just means that Oklahoma's Punisher was instead able to gain way more value. It is not over quite yet, but it's very close. And I'm not sure who can touch now. Oklahoma gets third point. Cedarville has to push all the way through. Very daunting task ahead of them.
Including which side you're on.
At the minimum, at least they had dragged them over to overtime. But that happened 3 times in a row.
Top-notch team to win this one.
I tear
Moon Knight. I actually prefer this pick a lot more with how clumped up they've been.
That has been very interesting watching them play against Oklahoma and seeing how much that burst damage has come into play, both in their fights with Oklahoma and Oklahoma's fights with them. It has been interesting, and so I also agree with you. This Moon Knight pick could be extremely good considering how close this map forces you to play.
Friends call me Mark.
And also, I just think that simply Star-Lord wasn't getting enough value, especially since after second point they pushed around the corner. They just weren't positioned enough for it.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
We have 25 seconds to go.
Yours actually impenetrable.
I will commend Cedarville, though, on the fact that their first point hold was pretty strong and pretty dominant looking, as well as the fact that that's the reason they kept them in overtime in the first place. As well as the lack of Hulk from Oklahoma showing. It was a good idea not to ban, I guess.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
It's interesting. We don't see quite the same strategy played out here by Oklahoma. Instead of trying to guard them into their spawn, it seems like they're playing a lot more strategically.
However, we do catch their Star-Lord here, who is now going to desperately run away to his back line. Mommy, I need heals. And it's almost going to get caught out here. See, they have to get pushed away so far, but the front line is going to collapse just with that. And Cedarville convincingly takes first point.
This seems like a very grave mistake on part of the Oklahoma, not being able to hold Cedarville's momentum at all on this first point. And Cedarville makes it all the way to the first point with still 3 minutes left on the clock.
And that's going to turn into nearly 5 once they do. Bad staggers here. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. They gain time. Boosh pushing the advantage very aggressively, almost catches another pick.
Boosh here taking the initiative and absolutely rolling the other team's supports, forcing them to push back, allowing them to just keep moving forward with insane momentum.
75% ultimate. I can't even look away without him almost to another ult. Moon Knight poking from the side. It's just looking way harder for them to stabilize as consistently as they were earlier.
It certainly does seem like they have a much harder time.
Oh, that is going to be a very nasty ultimate. Despite the support ults, which are so typically keeps teams alive, the sheer amount of damage from both Groot and Moon Knight just overpowered and got a pick regardless.
Honestly, an insane amount of damage from Cedarville overall.
And he's already
we'll see.
he's already back halfway through to another ult.
This is why Moon Knight seems like he was such a great pick for physics, being able to get such ult value and being able to recharge it by doing stuff like this, absolutely shredding through their team.
Amazing job as well from Cedarville support in keeping their DPS here alive. As much as Physics has been doing amazing angles and the damage, he nearly died like 4 separate times. So great job on Chris here and Hirsch in keeping him alive.
5 minutes on point 3. Cedarville has still
And
yet...
that might also be a stagger here. He is stuck. He is too big for his own good.
Oh dear,
Oh,
Cedarville's
no.
momentum.
That is a giant swing. However, they did swap off the Moon. Physics has decided to swap off the Moon Knight for the final point here. I can see it with the pillars here in the middle, but still, with how much success they were having earlier, I'm not sure if that is the smartest play. But they do have 4 minutes and 30 seconds still, so who am I to judge? If there's a time for experimentation, that would be now.
4 minutes and 30 seconds with over halfway already down on the 3rd point. It would be interesting to see if Cedarville can keep this insane momentum that they've been carrying throughout this entire game.
Wait, there's a Phoenix instead. Execution and we have Punisher ult here. It's very good at shredding through things. Does catch Luna. Root ult here. While did not catch as many people, it got enough that Cedarville needs to back up. Oh, little strange. Sits back there and just kind of just dies.
Though looking at the ult economy on Cedarville, it seems like they're gearing up for a huge push here, with both Punisher, Moon Knight, and Magneto all having their ults ready to dish out that damage in an insane manner.
It is definitely going to be Oklahoma's worst fear going into this next fight. Not only being led on time here, but huge amounts of ults. They opened, however, with their own ult, trying to counter that. However, that's going to find little value against this ult economy. Oh, but there's a counter ult. It catches Physics, but it did not get their key target in Luna earlier.
We have Bush lifting off with his ultimate as well, absolutely shredding through their team. So the supports on their team also keeping their tanks alive, and with a counter support ult as well.
That is a good patience there from Oklahoma and making sure that they didn't use it earlier. They had another one, I guess, as a spare. This is the second team fight in a row where they've just had another Invisible Woman ult. Now, the key hero now is Logan Hoffman with his ult, where he waited patiently for both of their ults to be used, and then just waited where they had absolutely no answer for his own. Magic here, about to get shredded.
Oh man, an insane steamroll coming out of Cedarville. Absolutely rolling Oklahoma all the way to 3rd point. It was a little bit of slowdown, but we'll see if they'll be able to final touch or if they could get stalled here.
Ultimates getting canceled left and right. Punisher finding no value out of it, and Oklahoma is trickling in at this point. And Cedarville dominantly takes this point. All the way to 3rd point with time added on the bank.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
I'm Luna Snow. Like the moon, I shine in darkness.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Interestingly, we see going back to his pick for the defense round, going on to Adam Warlock for that long-range burst damage. Like Cedarville might just be able to pull off this win, potentially, if they can stay coordinated on the 2nd defense round.
If I remember correctly, their very first team fight win was over a minute off the clock. and it was through this exact same strategy right up at the gate.
In 30 seconds.
Very
Stay
true.
strong.
And if Oklahoma is unable to break through their line and fails to keep them spawn locked on their defense round, Cedarville very well might take this next game.
Boosh trying to beat his arch nemesis here. High ground. He's almost got it. Just give him a second. Physics trying to teach him.
Battle starts in 5.
It is a sad irony because Bush is in fact a very tall person and yet still struggles to find that high ground.
You know what they say. Seniority, right? Alright. They will not have any ults likely going into this fight, and in fact for this whole minute. So it's just gonna have to be on certain abilities and key dynamics here. They're hoping that the group will be able to close off any heals for the tank lines. But so far, Bush has been able to, as well as everyone else, been shredding through those walls just to make sure that they are kept alive. And instead, both Magneto and Groot took heavy amounts of damage. Oh, Chris did fall a little early. That is a concerning factor here. Both tanks do die. Cedarville's front line collapses. That is not what they want to be having if they want to hold out. Likely to be a strange
You'll have to keep
at this
fighting
point.
until we have a winner. Better stop that vehicle.
Hold the high ground.
I am ready to put on a show.
Both little ults in play.
If I remember correctly from
Oh!
Cedarville's last defense, they won their last strange play on this same point, almost at this exact same position running defense.
Great work from Ryan here. His ultimate and his great burst timing has caught 2 separate kills for Cedarville early on. And after that, Oklahoma just got dominoed over.
2, 3.
Cedarville has 2 minutes and 50 seconds to barely push past half point, which they can probably easily win in 1 team fight or 2.
You'll need a top-notch team
What
to win this
Oklahoma definitely should not do is play what they did earlier on first point when they were on defense the first time, where they were defending from far away. Cedarville will gain so much ground that all they will need is 1 good team fight and then they will win.
I don't even know if they'll need that 1 good team fight. They were able to push past them so much just by dealing that long-range damage to their supports and make it almost to that 50-meter mark right off the rip.
And I'm also going to point out Moon Knight is back on play too.
Oh, I cannot wait to see how Physics is going to play this again and see just how fast that ultimate meter charges up from just the sheer amount of damage.
It is definitely something.
30 seconds before
And
attack.
they will have plenty of time to do that.
Asgard think you're fast enough to stop a hive onto you, even when you're invisible.
I thought we were supposed to be on the same side, Frank.
We are, for now.
15
In this
seconds.
business, that can change in a heartbeat.
I'll be sure to remember that. And when it does, I'll be ready.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh
Help get that vehicle
dear.
to its destination.
They are indeed holding long. They're scouting out for flankers. They found 1. He's already half health. They have 2. Venom here, rather low for what he's trying to do. If he got caught out but a single freeze, that would have spelled his doom. And Ryan catches a kill off the back line. Very limited heals, more kills are happening, and it's a domino effect. It's most definitely going to be a strange play. Venom will be able to stall out a little bit, but... Oh, but they did not have enough time. Invisible Woman pushes him back through the portal, and Oklahoma was not able to touch. That is a pretty dominant showing from Cedarville here, 2-1. Match point Cedarville. Okay.
I feel like Oklahoma trying to lock down Cedarville from that far away honestly just did not work out for them in their favor. And I'm surprised that they were not able to change that strategy before they went into that overtime round.
It was just one too many factors here. And Moon Knight is not a great pick into every single map too, so this is just one more thing that they got to think about, whether or not it's something they want to invest in.
That is very true. That is very true. And every single member of this team has been playing to perfection these last couple of games, especially with Boosh and Physics and the supports as well. Absolutely doing their part, keeping their team alive, and allowing Physics and Boosh to get those insane damages.
Cedarville has many tools at their disposal at this point. We will see if that will finally pay off in this next match here, and then we'll call the set, or if Oklahoma will have the beginnings of a reverse sweep now.
It'll be interesting. Hopefully, we will be able to see Cedarville take this next game no problem, or we'll have to wait and see if Cedarville can make a comeback in Game 5.
What the bans will look like, since now they have so many more problem childs, as I like to refer to it, on Cedarville's ends. It is hard to discuss bans mid a fight, because you're just not sure what will profit off the most. When you give up one thing, you gotta just give a bet on whether or not what you were making like banning earlier is gonna be worth it. This entire time we haven't seen a single Psylocke, for example, from Physics, because they've always felt that it was dangerous, but they haven't seen it yet. If they thought that the Moon Knight was bad enough or the Winter Soldier was bad enough, they might let that slip by, and then they'll have a whole different issue on their hands. Cedarville locking in Jeff?
I feel like it is tradition at this point for Cedarville to lock in that Jeff.
Unfortunately, Oklahoma did not take the bait. They made sure that Physics never got to play his character.
I guess Physics has simply become just that infamous, even to Oklahoma, to know that Physics can never play Psylocke if they want to win.
In return, Magic is banned as well.
Okay, which heroes will get my cosmic favor today?
Winter Soldier is protected, so Physics will have a character he prefers.
Interesting. They saved Venom. I haven't seen them play Venom a whole lot in this match.
Happy
It appears to be
birthday.
her birthday?
I'm not aware of who it is. It's Ryan's birthday?
Apparently, it is Ryan's birthday. What?
Maybe a different Ryan? Well,
After impromptu birthday party celebration, we have Star-Lord being banned from Cedarville and Hella protected, and Luna Snow being banned from the opposing team.
both DPS has been protected here. Emma Frost has been considered enough of a problem with her ultimate, so Logan will have to adjust. Rocket saved. And we have our last set of bans here. Namor. Interesting. What? Oh, okay. Jeff.
I do remember the Jeff being played in the very first game, but honestly, they seem like they dealt with him and he became a non-issue.
Especially given that his ult has not found much purchase on. Maybe got one kill if I remember, but like he got shut down pretty badly a few times by Ryan, notably, with the funny ult crashing down on Tiny Shark's head instantaneously the moment he tried to do something.
Just the completely out of proportion response to that, but one I feel was completely warranted.
I will do what it takes to protect my people, no matter the price.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Be wary.
No one
20 seconds till next play here.
Don't care. No mutant shall ever end up in your domain again.
so say. But even a living island will meet its end eventually.
10 seconds.
The battle starts in
These
5,
match tends to go faster here. It's just control.
2,
Uh,
1.
and we open here.
Capture the mission area. Got it?
It's a Clintar remake map.
This is just a normal Tuesday in our family.
Logan here compensating with the lack of ammo with well, Groot, which he catches despite getting hooked. The Winter Soldier, who had just given him so much grief a second earlier. Now with physics back on Winter Soldier as well, that means he's also hooking front lines left, right, and center. Cedarville takes an early lead here with Cap. Cap, short for capture. Back cap means back capture. That's I am Groot is what he says. Says that for everything. If sometimes it gets a little monotonous, but you know, accuracy is accuracy. And let's see, Venom caught out in the back line, tries to dive. Ooh. Good peel from Oklahoma as a Winter Soldier. Otherwise, very likely we would have seen the entire back line of Oklahoma fall apart.
You captured more than half of the mission.
Cedarville gets 50%.
Control lost.
Pushing in here.
Another speed freeze.
25% for Oklahoma. Oh, and their Hella barely catches physics once again. Oklahoma fires their own ult. I'm unsure where Magneto threw his ult. It was our Magneto, which probably found no purchase, and neither did theirs.
I'm ready to put on a show. Capture progress has passed.
Oh, Hella ults early, and despite Bush's own efforts to shut that down that ult, gets caught out.
A nice deep freeze.
Not looking good for Cedarville. Despite them stabilizing with what characters they have, they are still down 2. No, down 1. I can count. Good positions here. Until Hella decided to flank and Winter Soldier decided to play very well.
They've almost got it.
Cedarville may have to do a strange pull here.
Mutants always rise again.
That's exactly what's happening. They are probably waiting for it. Oh, instantly frozen. That's a cool pose, though.
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
Physics invests his ult a little early there for my taste. A little concerning. Hella may be a consistent pest here, but their tank line has been caught. They're starting to crumble here, and that is a key. Both tanks down. Cedarville is guaranteed some percentage here. Is Hella, he might be caught out still on a stagger and dies.
Interesting. Last time Cedarville was able to possess the point, they did get up to 50%. Do you think that they'll be able to hold this point to completion?
I think they will be close enough to 99, but I think that last team fight it can go either way. And so it's not a matter of whether or not they'll get to 99, it's whether or not whoever wins this will win the whole thing. Magneto ult here. Ah, catches Boosh.
I am ready to put on a show.
Rip to our favorite tall man, Mr. Boosh. Their enemy Winter Soldier doing a very good job kidnapping, but gets caught out by her own physics.
Physics also has his ult again. If he catches the backline here, but great peel and protection once again. This time, however, by Oklahoma's Magneto, which bubbles the Invisible Woman just in time. He had 2 targets there and picked the exact one that he was going to shoot at. There's not enough time for a portal play. However, they may be able to trickle. So close.
This was where Cedarville did trip up in that very first match against Oklahoma. Instead of playing the convoy maps, playing a control map, much like this one. They seem like they have a lot more trouble
Even when you
here
can't see me,
compared to the
I'll
convoy
still
maps.
make you
What do you
believe.
think that main issue is?
I would argue it's more a position thing, whereas it's much more straightforward, I would suppose, for Cedarville here. They have a little less to worry about
Get ready.
in terms of, I would say, the whole team going outside. Like I would say, when they were on Yggdrasil, they had maybe Venom and Star-Lord to worry about on high ground. That was about it. At this point, pretty much anyone on their team, Hela, so Soldier, anyone, as long as they fan out enough around the circle of point, that gives them enough things to look at that Cedarville's having a hard time picking out who they should dive
All
together.
you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it.
Very fair, very fair. It'll be interesting to see if Cedarville can recover from this and push them to the 3rd capture.
They don't have anyone particularly that's super fast, can catch anyone that's taking off lane. For example, that Hela that was just standing up top, she was alone, but she was getting so much value off shooting at them, and no one was fast enough to address it and deal with it and come back.
Invisible? Feeling fantastic.
Oh,
Mission area is yours.
good coordination. That Venom ult wouldn't have done much, but the Hela finished off both supports.
Capture the mission area.
Cedarville needs to turn things around here if they want to stop this comeback.
I am very harmed.
Found one of their soldiers.
Ryan on the Captain America, trying to escape with his life the best he can, just barely does that. Trying to catch their supports, gets frozen. Ultimates getting thrown everywhere. It's hard to look at the screen. Hela is still able to get more value out of her ult, however, does die moments after. Cedarville, I believe, is up 1, but there are some strong support ults in play. Cedarville's position is not great either here.
Cedarville temporarily seemed like they had the upper hand, but now they seem they got pushed off point pretty quickly.
Despite having the mana advantage, they were once again just purely off of support ults, were outpositioned. It is a last-ditch play is going to be necessary here. That's going to come in the form of his ult. Let's see if... Oh, this may be key. This will be a domino effect, almost certainly. 3, possibly 4, 5. Oh, 5 kills. I don't believe what I'm seeing here, folks.
Physics proving why he made his way onto the team with that last move. Holy smokes, Cedarville
Holy
has
clutch.
a chance.
It is still going to be very hard for Cedarville to win this map. It's not impossible, But if anything, Cedarville has just barely been kept alive. They kept the flame going through Physics' ult there. Very well done. Hello's ult is available here. I have not seen Boosh make any game-changing plays off of it. We'll see if he has the opportunity here to do just that for the first time. Hirsch, though, caught out. Not good. 2 down. 3. They are still down 3. Hello ult finally in play. But once again... Oh, does catch someone. Both DPS are all that remain. And Cedarville will lose this match. 2-2. Very tight match here. And we are going into final match.
Very interesting. Cedarville being able to take both convoy maps, but on both of the point maps, failing to even take once.
I will say, yep, that is a good call out. I believe that that is an issue. So, the biggest thing that will determine who might win this match, this whole match as a whole, maybe what map is going to be next.
It'd be interesting if it actually comes down to simply the match choice and to see what kind of bans are going to be coming out of this, if both teams will stick with the current bans that they have for that.
I'm afraid Physics will almost certainly not be able to play Psylocke. I would almost bet my mortgage on it, except I really don't own one, so...
Which is a true shame because his Psylocke is truly excellent, but we also have seen great plays out of his Winter Soldier and his Moon Knight.
It's a little harder given the less linear, I want to say, aspect of this match. But we'll see whether or not it will... it's still paid off in his ult, that final fight. We'll see if he'll be able to make more clutch plays or if it's going to be less necessary in the upcoming fight. And we will be back with the next round.
When I rise, they fall.
Armed and dangerous! Again! 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 Again!
hero do you think you want to be today?
Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto yields.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
We are on final point for Cedarville and Oklahoma. It's 2-2. It's been a very tight game. Signs of life for Oklahoma in their last match here. So, and it is an escort map. Yes.
Interesting, because this is where we've seen Cedarville's strength really lie within those escort maps, at least within the previous two, especially with the last escort, Cedarville being able to steamroll Oklahoma
Okay.
on the
Which
offense.
heroes will get my cosmic favor today?
Oklahoma was doing fairly well. The bans here, Venom has been taken out here, Psylocke once again is gone. Hela is available for both players, but it seems Oklahoma's Hela was doing very well too, so it's a comfortable pick for them both. Mantis banned again, so likely going to be the same tank support lines as per usual.
Interesting. They
Oh.
banned Winter Soldier despite having an excellent Winter Soldier of their own that they could play.
Well, perhaps the last quad was proved too much.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see, who will either of these teams save now? They save no one.
Interesting.
A little bit of a waste there.
Well, we could see them saying they wanted to save magic, but I guess they just missed the window for it. We'll see if that comes back to bite them later. Or it could be a deliberate bait to try to get Cedarville to use their ban on magic.
That is some big brain play, and I feel like that'd be a little too much. Too late! No! No! Aww!
Oh boy.
That is... Well...
I guess we'll find out whether or not that was a bait play or not.
I guess so. I kind of doubt it. Oh, they banned Moon Knight. Yeah.
Get a top-notch
Not
team to win
sure.
this one.
I don't know quite what's going on
I just
both
wanna-
teams.
Note that all the bans on their team are characters physics plays.
They should have just said that we wanted to ban physics. That's what they should have said.
Well, you know what? I guess if anyone has to tell him sorry, gang, it would be him. He has the right to, given the bans here.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Escape pod ready. Opening escape capsule.
It will be interesting to see who physics chooses to play, since most of his players got banned.
Us. We can no longer.
Oh, Hela! Interesting.
Get ready.
Normally, we have Mr. Boosh playing on Hela, but Mr. Boosh is actually taking Namor this time.
Now, it could be switched. Oh, but no, there's Namor, so yeah, it is swapped over. Surprised he didn't play Punisher. That would have been my first guess.
So you say. But even a living island will meet its end.
Not quite sure where this match is headed, but from what I've seen so far, it is going to be interesting.
4,
Lots of heavy range poke.
2, 1. All you need to do is capture
Uh,
the mission area.
ah.
Got it?
They've decided to go the longer route. Ah, portal.
A shortcut through space.
This has been a fairly typical play where the roles are pretty much reversed, where they can take defender positions here on the high ground. Personally, me as Squirrel Girl actually like staying back behind, wait for everyone else to portal, and I shoot them as they look back at the team. Might be an idea, but what do I know? I'm a Squirrel Girl main. Brian barely escapes with his life. While Cedarville has stabilized, they've gotten no picks nor point presence. They could be fighting for damage, but I'm not quite sure that they're outdoing... Oh, key concern here on whether or not Ryan will be able to live out of that. Especially since he's pushed all up there. However, they do catch 2 picks. Cedarville is likely going to domino the rest of the team unless some ults come online.
And once again, we're seeing where the strength of Cedarville lies on these escort maps, being able to take this first point with relative ease.
I also just completely missed out on one thing. Team ups. So certain heroes have certain synergies and like added abilities with each other. Hela and Namor, as of this season, had a recent one. So whenever Hela gets a pick, or either, I think, an undead squid spawns where the enemy had died. So that's some extra damage to boot, to make dominoing even faster.
Oh, very interesting. And then we also saw him switch from the Strange onto Magneto. It seems like the Strange was only used for that first entry play, and then he was switched to Magneto for that more consistent tank damage.
You see Logan here on the offensive here, trying to catch a few members with his ult. They got 2. No more ults near needed now. Very dominant showings from Cedarville. All they needed was a little bit more straightforward of a map.
Here we can see Boosh stepping up with Namor again. Now, that's the long-range pokes, like you said. It seems interesting. The long-range pokes seem to work much more in Cedarville's favor when it's an escort map as opposed to a point control.
Because of long hallways. Also,
Very
this
true.
is going to be very hard for Oklahoma to cap here before they get to second point. Because Namor ult is very painful to deal with in such a small area. I would say case in point, but no one died. Very clutch plays there by Boosh. Angela. That's the first we've seen her all game. It's a flying tank. It does dives, just a little slowly. And Cedarville will cap here. It is just a domino effect from Oklahoma.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint.
We had a lot of ults, but all of them got canceled out by other ones, and in the chaos, the DPS were able to get some far picks.
It seems like Cedarville has been playing extremely well here, even so much so that they were able to use a good chunk of their ults and already charge up for most of them being at half or more.
And it's 4 minutes at final point. That is very good time.
Not only that, 4 minutes with only halfway to go to final points.
Now this last corner is very painful and notoriously sucky to get through. However, if their backline gets caught like that, they all universally have to back up. At least temporarily. Boosh pushing up here. I'm a little concerned. Yeah, very little cover. And with Angela using his ult, all that was needed as a distraction from the supports to look away at Boosh. Sorry, not Boosh, that was Physics. That's right, because he's no longer playing... Oh! It's a shame. That ult should be able to cancel her ult. Boosh resulting to just meleeing. Stabbing them with his stick over and over. Unfortunately, does about as much as you expected to.
It's odd and sad. The stick does so much damage from so far away when thrown, and yet so infinitesimally little when swung with full force.
Rebirth is a mutant's greatest gift.
Game logic.
Null's too dangerous. The universe
I'm not entirely sure that exists in this game.
No. There's so many questions. I mean, with a lot of games, I would think. So many games where it's just like you think it should work, but it shouldn't. But it doesn't.
Absolutely, like you were talking about previously. Undead squids? What?
I wasn't thinking that. Alright, we have another Maggle here. Oh! Amazing play by Ryan here. Catches Hella on the back line from like downtown. Still has ultimate available here. Oh, Cedarville is going to have a hard time stabilizing. They've lost 2.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
1 minute and 20 seconds. Oklahoma was able to shave down a lot of time here. And I was saying, that last quarter is indeed very sucky.
Get that vehicle moving again! Come on! If no rises, it's all over! An opportunity! Only 60 seconds left!
Logan needs to be kept alive. Angela, backline. I don't think caught anyone. Physics catches 1, nearly catches 2, forces out an ult. Is a little too far forward. I am a little concerned about his longevity. Two ults there were spent on trying to counter that Star-Lord, but it was just enough. Hella ult canceled. Unfortunately, Angela was able to go in the backline. What on earth is... Oh no. Despite all the heavy leadings, it does not look like Cedarville will be able to push through for 3rd point.
Keep fighting until we have a winner!
We have a desperation, strange play here.
Please rise again. Don't mind me. Not just
Oh, but they were pushed out?
The current score is
I swear I saw him pushed into the portal way earlier. If anything, he would have used that ultimate earlier. Sorry, not ultimate, ability.
things up, including which side you're on.
This is where the unfortunate part of having an extremely nice gaming studio comes into play. We can't say that it was latency, because we don't have latency. We just have, unfortunately, a pushed off point.
A little curious about that. Something worth looking into the replay, I suppose?
Potentially, if they need to.
Now, this is nerve-wracking. Cedarville, if they full hold, I mean, it's a full hold. It's clear. But Oklahoma clearly has a path to victory by capping all the way to 3rd point. It'll be a challenge, but it's not impossible.
It will be, especially with seeing how Cedarville has been able to hold Oklahoma so well on the convoy maps. It'll be interesting to see if Cedarville can continue that trend.
let us show these so
Cedarville has been reeling off of a earlier loss here.
We've done this dance
For
so
morale,
many
I am
times.
very sure that they would not want to go through 2 in a row.
should rather just buy a victory.
Absolutely not. And we can also even see here, they're somewhat protective against the strategy that they used themselves in that first round.
Them from securing the mission area.
Somewhat. They are, 3 of them are poking from afar there. And
True.
I think Ryan's already looking for it.
Very true, because it could come just about now, if it is supposed to come. Especially if Oklahoma tries to get a jump on them.
I found one of our critics.
They are not portaling, however, they are walking through the hallways to the same area. A little slower on time.
An interesting choice.
It may have to do more with the Angela needing that off angle, that he's gonna attack any moment from behind. Ryan needs to be kept alive here. He has to use bubble on himself. That's not good usage, but it keeps them in the fight longer. They're playing this point as if it was a control map, and that is not a good thing for Cedarville, because they don't have a good history of checking all these angles. Oh, huge amounts of cooldowns were used, it still manages to pay off here and catching one of their tank lines, let's say catching their tank line down. However, that was pretty sloppy. I would be very concerned if they did that consistently again. However, Logan trying to hunt them down.
Just short of being able to successfully hunt them down, though Physics being able to get a pick as well. Seems like they might push them off.
It's good pushing back right now. This is good, definitely what we want to see from Cedarville. A full hold would be amazing.
Indeed. And right about now is when Cedarville was able to cap last time, getting that 5-minute head start on the full carrier process. But now, Oklahoma hasn't even gotten on point once.
Not yet. But it's a whole morale battle too. Can't
Absolutely.
forget that.
Absolutely, it's not over until it's over, and until that point,
The team is split. Angela is half, but it's a tank. It takes a lot more to be pressured out. More ults from Cedarville needs to be played here. Yeah. No purchase from a Magneto ult. We may need to see their own, Cedarville's own Magneto ult like pronto. On. Hirsch is down. It's domino effect. It's too late now to invest in ults.
indeed.
So good stalls there, but they still had a minute here. Meaning they are going to be close to 3 minutes at this point.
Just a little over 3 minutes and 30 for Oklahoma to try to make a full, or just short of a full cap.
The good news for Cedarville, though, is that this is far more linear than that they had earlier, which is their strong suit.
Indeed. Unless that Angela can get into the back line.
Or, more shockingly, gets pulled off.
I don't know, Physics.
Here's a hella ult that's getting tons of value.
Absolutely.
Was a little worried that they were holding on to that for a little long, but it paid off here the moment he got pulled.
Absolutely. And if they can hold this for hopefully a minute or minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, they might just be able to pull it off.
It's going to be a minimum a minute regardless, because even if they wipe them right now, with where they're at in the payload, they have to... to counter. Unfortunately, we have still Invisible Woman ult here to give momentum back to Oklahoma, keep life in. But it does not matter with Bush's ult coming in clutch and the support ult to boot to stick the nail in the coffin for Oklahoma. They are getting pushed back. Bush is playing I can't hit a shot challenge.
Despite not being able to hit those shots, he did push him back off with his ult. And now, with only just under 2 minutes, Oklahoma's in a much more dire situation.
Getting hit by a whale. Not on my bingo card.
It was on mine, though, and I get to check that off for today.
Guess some of us will be winners. And hopefully that will also be Cedarville as well. If they keep on holding on just like this. And it is looking very dominant here. Bush is smiling.
Especially when Bush hits his shots, things go well.
Keyword, when. Okay, sorry, I should stop being mean on these guys. They are doing very well here, and Oklahoma is now feeling the pressure. Morale must certainly be at a low at this moment in time when they looking at the clock and where they need to be at in the map. And again, it's just this long-range poke. Ults are being used in desperation, but there's not enough people to make that work or capitalize off of. Logan here, almost to his ult. 30 seconds left. Oh, no, 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 no. Need to live. Great job from Ryan keeping him alive. Alt used a little early here. Boosh catches them all. Trying to find a burst, but that is fine. All the ults are getting dumped. I don't see any particular winners yet.
And now we are in overtime. If Cedarville can just push them off the cart, it
Oh.
will be game, set,
Traded
and match.
picks. Traded picks. Oh no! Cedarville is wiping. It's a domino, and it's all over. Cedarville, one pick after another. It's looking pretty bad. Oklahoma has nothing, and that is it. Cedarville 3-2, and that is game. There is no time. That is it.
2, 1.
Congratulations.
What a game.
Congratulations to the Cedarville players. They truly played their heart out, and it showed. Truly excellent performance from the entire team.
Excellent stuff. Very well, Harpot. Cedarville is going to be celebrating after this one, folks. And we are good. We will see you all in the future. I hope you had a good night. And we're looking forward to the next match here. Cedarville's total tally 4-1. All right.
Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all next week.